Hey guys, how's it going? This movie is all about the movies, The Thing, and so forth. And this is mainly about This is the 1951 one. I didn't know this existed, but I bought it. And then I found this 3 movie collection, and so I haven't opened this one. That's why that's still sealed. So I bought this one. Let's just get this out of the way. The 1951 one, it's okay. It doesn't feel like a mystery on who's the thing. So on this one, I'm kind of, it was all right. It's all right. It's black and white. Okay, and this is the 1982. This is the 2011. This one's really about what happens at the end of 1982. The 2011 is a prequel to the 1982 movie. So if you haven't watched the Thing movies, you want to watch the 2011, then maybe the 1982 one afterwards. But as this continues right where this one left off, basically this ends right where this one starts. So just a long time in between movies. So I don't want to spoil anything, but this is mainly about what happens at the end of the 1982 movie. Is there any things left? So if you haven't watched them, I would recommend at this point, if you don't want to know, go ahead and cut it off. Leave it there, right? For those of you who have watched it, let's go ahead and jump into this now. Okay, at the end of the Thing, there's 2 people left. There's McCready and there's Childs. So everybody watches is curious. Is one of them still the Thing? Is one of them infected? So I have that answer, and we're going to get into that in a minute. Most people think it's Childs that's infected, but if you look, he still has an earring. A lot of people think it's McCready, as he was maybe drinking gasoline, and he passed it over to Childs. But I think Childs would have knew if it was gasoline, because he doesn't look like he's infected, right? Because he has their earring. So, they will say McCready, his air is cold. You can see his breath, so he's not infected. So it's really nobody really has that answer. But lo and behold, I do. If you didn't know about these, there is the Thing comic books, and there's probably about a dozen comic books, maybe more. So there's I believe 8 more. Plus these 2, so 10 in the series that goes from when the movie ended, to the 1982 movie ended, and it kind of continues on there. So I think it's 10 books, and then there's another digital series that's about Vikings, and then there's another 4-book set that doesn't follow right where it left off. Instead of, it's a different team that shows up, and it kind of goes from that point. So it doesn't kind of follow with the comic books that followed. So I hope that makes sense. So basically, these start off right where the 1982 movie left off. McCready and Childs. Basically, Childs takes McCready. McCready's passed out, takes him out of some ice, and he is rescued by a boat, like a big ship. He finds out, Childs went back to find survivors, and it's kind of like, what, find survivors? There was no survivors, right? Just them 2. So basically, it makes it a little bit suspicious, but let's go ahead and get into it. By the end of this book, both characters are there. In this book, it starts off, they're tested. They get their blood tested, and well, let's get into it right here, guys. Here's the answer. Neither of them are infected. Yep. Both of them are good. They're solid. They're good to go. Neither are infected with the Thing virus. So, or by the Thing. So, with that said, John Carpenter has come out recently stating that somebody at the end of the movie was infected, right? But he's not saying who. But if we come to this is what we have. Even though he says somebody is infected, we don't have anything except for comic books. This is what we had that continues the story, right? The official story. So by reading this, it shows both of them are still human at the end of the movie. Now, there is the video game, the 2002 like PlayStation 2 video game, and that came after the comic books did. And it states that Childs froze to death and McCready wasn't to be found. So I don't have the game. I haven't played it. I just kind of know the intro to it. So with that, I mean, to me, I think they're both human. It says it here. This is what we have to go off of. This is the only official until another movie is released. That's a sequel, right? That basically both of them were human. Now, with that said, there's also, if you like the thing, there's this movie called Horror Express. A lot of people think it's the same story because all this started from a book from like 1938 that I believe is called Who Goes There? And then we got the 1951 movie, and then we have the other. And to me, I think it's a 1973 movie called what did I call it? Horror Express. And basically they find this old humanoid ape like Bigfoot creature out in Antarctica, and it starts like taking over people on a train. It's not, many people thought it was the same story. It was off the same novel. I think it's more of an influence. It's not really. Maybe this is closer to the actual book than the newer movies are. So it's hard to say. But here's the thing, guys. If you wanted to answer, you finally got it. And with that, guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll speak to you guys soon.